Please join me in welcoming back Jaione Camborda, the director of the Rye Horn, and Janet Novas, the main actress on the film. Well, this is a very exciting moment. Congratulations once again, felicidades. It is such an honor for us to be the first audience to watch the film. I know you were just sitting here with the rest of the audience, and how do you feel right now in terms of like seeing it on the big screen and with the response of everybody?
Yeah, I have no words for that. No, it's a very special moment. It's as I said, it's a long journey to get here. I am a lot of fight also to get each image, and a lot of soul inside. So for me, and I think for Janet also, it's a very special moment.
Janet, ¿quieres?
I don't know. Now it's a very special moment. Also because it's my first time that it's my first movie. I'm not a really actress. And I don't know. I'm really touching, and I just want to say thank you, Jaione, and yeah, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. But I don't know, maybe later. Now I'm still integrating all this experience.
Thank you. We also have our wonderful interpreters, so whenever si quieres en algún momento hablar en español, todo bien. I'm gonna open the floor to your questions shortly, but I wanted to ask Hayoni if you can give us a little bit of context as of how did you get to this, like the writing process, and then how did it get to the final film, like the genesis of the story.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it started like always with my own journey to maternity and my uncertainties. I think I share with the viewer all these uncertainties, and yeah, that was the genesis. And yeah, through this journey, I had two kids, so that transformed the film a lot. Especially, for example, this scene, the open scene, and so on, was important to experience that. Yeah, and then also when the when you elegir, yeah, when you choose your team, you are choosing also the film. So each person of the team, yeah, made put inside her own art, and that builds also the film. So for me, to have Janet in the film was really important. Especially, I was looking for a person that had this presence and also this physical approach with life. So we were looking a lot for the main character, and when Janet comes, also the film growth. Yeah, I don't know if you, Janet, want to add something.
I don't know, maybe the way how I afrontar to approach to the character for me was when Jaione called me to do this amazing thing. I the first time I said, okay, oof, I'm not an actress, I'm a dancer, but I don't know if I can take this risk, if I'm really ready for that. But then I really trust in her because if she decide that, and the way how I really took the character, it was really with my knowledge of dance, of the body, because I work with because the dancers work with the emotions, but in the body, and I think Maria is a character with not too much words. She's more like an animal. More she smells. She really feels. She really think with this part, like the dancers we do. Then I thought, okay, maybe I think it's now I understand why Jaione decided to. I have to be the person.
Yeah, we were looking also for a very mammalian film. No, I think the birth always was shown more psychologically, and through my experience, I think it was very physically. So we wanted to have this animal thing, this mammalian thing, no, in the film.
That is extremely impressive. I mean, like the way in which like body feels and how in the end it's like I think it's just phenomenal the way you use film, you know, like the formal aspects of film, because there's so little said, and you know, like you basically use all the elements of um, yeah, the closeness and the farness, like with the places where you put the camera, the way the scenes are lit, the way you move from like enclosed spaces to the open. I think it's a very smart way to use film to convey such a bodily and like visceral experience. Can you tell us like more about that part, like how you conceive, like did you rehearse, how was the relationship with the cinematographer, or you know, like that part of the that experience? That I mean, like I would have loved to be just in the set to see how that was done.
Yeah. So each actress has her own. I direct each one in a different way, because every person needs something different. With Janet was through the body, as we said, and for me it was important that the DOP knew Janet and they were comfortable and give a little bit of free movement to Janet. For example, the focus puller didn't mark anything so that Janet could have a free movement, and also to catch this visceral thing. Yeah, and was a lot of pre-production to speak a lot about the film to understand this objective.
Yeah, I don't know if because what I think when because I saw with how she direct me and also another no some, and I think it's because Jaione has something very intuitive. She works a lot with that, and for me it was a bit hard from the beginning because I'm very explosive, and I think there is something that I had to work with, doing like nothing. It was like just observe. It was like, but really, you don't want to do something more, and and I think I don't know, but she because you really trust in the body and something very, and I think she works with something that is behind. No, it's really like here, and I think you work. It's my opinion. I don't know. You you work really from the behind. This is the animal part, and that was very nice for me when I see I watch the movie. Mm.
That's wonderful. If you have questions, please raise your hands. It's usually hard to see from here, so just keep them up. Yes, here in the middle. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, thank you. I have a question about the ending. There were so many beautiful patterns throughout the film that we saw there in the end. And I was wondering if you always knew that it was going to end that way, with the birth, because there was, just as a viewer, there's such uncertainty as we're going into that. So I'm curious how you came to that.
So this is a question about the ending, and if from the beginning she knew how the film was going to end, or if that transformed in the process. Just
Yeah, the end was on the script. It was not on the script, the first birth at the beginning. It was, but at the end, what was what made sense. So this circle, no. And yeah, it was for us important to end with life and with celebration of that also. Yeah.
Do I see other hands? I wanted to ask you about the period of time when the film happens, the Spanish political context that it's sort of like around there, but it's also such a rural area. But you know, like of course we understand like the smuggling route. Can you talk about that? Like the why did you
Context,
decide to make it in 1971 and
yeah. So as you said, in this period we had the dictatorship, Francoism, and it was a period of a lot of prohibitions, especially with women and their bodies. So for me, it was important also to have this connection with nature. That in those times, to have birth in this at home, and so was more often, and it was more close to the nature, to this mammalian thing. Yeah, but for me, it was really important that the viewer that is going to, was going to see this 71 year. In some moments, he will forget that and have the feeling that is nowadays, because I think nowadays we have these dark times of prohibitions are not so far away. So I think it was important the viewer to have a present experience. So because of that, we were working all the art and the costume, everything from this time, but with some things that can approach the present.
yeah, like I think there's something about like the rural, this combination of like the rural and that it's like it makes you feel that you're in like a non-descriptive time. Janet, can you tell us a little bit about how you felt or how you related with the other women that you encountered, the other women in the story, in the film? Both, sorry, both as you were working together in the shooting, but also now watching them.
My relation when I was creating the character.
Yeah,
Yeah, when
with
my
the other women. You know,
yeah.
like it's such a women-centered story. So how did you feel about these characters?
Hmm. Um, I don't know what came to my mind now is when I it's uh, it's part of it's like for me the other women's and the animals are the same thing in the movie in the character of Maria because she really like she really has this compromise compromiso yes compromiso commitment Spanish commitment yeah with life and lives are human the women's are the who brings life then for her it's really like I have to take this support and she really is integrated in her body it's that it's how I feel I felt the Maria's character yeah.
Also, I think it's important the sorority in film, no? How this net of women help each other.
Yeah, I think like the part, like the whole sequence when the film almost turns into a road movie, you know, because there's like it's a like escape road movie. Like the film changes so much from the beginning to what happens in the end, and that moment of like the escape, it is just so interesting to see, you know, like other women supporting and the quietness, but also the I don't know, like the yeah la camaradería, la manera de apoyarse. It's fascinating.
Yeah, no. Also for me, it was I took a lot of memories because I'm from a very small village in the countryside, and I don't know my grandmother, my mother, my neighbors, my all these women. For me, they were a very inspiring inspiration for me. And the yeah, how I remember all these women related with, between them there.
Just to like to finish because we have to wrap it up. But I've read some interviews when you talk about Galicia and the space. Your previous film also took place there. Can you talk a little bit about that also relationship that you've developed with this particular area of the country?
Yeah, I'm from the Basque Country, it's not Galicia, it's another place in Spain. Galicia is, as you saw, in the northwest of Spain, very close to Portugal. But it's very similar to my place. It has this mysterious, this deepness, this landscape with this rainy and windy place. So and I think it has something magic also, no? Something deep also. So I like to shoot there. I really enjoy that. Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Mhm. Thank you very much.
So this was a comment more than a question that the audience member really appreciated the reality that was shown in the film of that area and this intimacy amongst the characters and with the landscape, and again in this very mammalian way. And so I really appreciated that, and thank you very much for that.
Unfortunately, we have to go, but thank you all so much for being such a receptive and great audience.
Thank you very much.
Please remember to vote, and we have more screenings at the festival, so share it with your friends and family. Thank you.